Picture this: you have just discovered undeniable proof that your narcissistic partner has been cheating on you. Text messages, dating app notifications, maybe even photos. Your heart is shattered, your trust is obliterated, and you are preparing for the most difficult conversation of your life. But when you confront them, instead of remorse or accountability, you are met with something that leaves you questioning your own sanity. They look you dead in the eye and say, "What are you even talking about? I love you. I come home to you every night. You're being dramatic." Welcome to the mind bending world of narcissistic logic, where reality gets twisted into something almost unrecognizable. Despite having mountains of proof against a narcissist who is cheating on you or doing anything else, that narcissist will never believe they are doing anything wrong. No matter what evidence you present, no matter how clear the betrayal, they will feel completely justified in their actions. The problem is not that they do not understand what loyalty means. The problem is that their definition of loyalty is so fundamentally skewed that they genuinely believe they are being faithful to you, as difficult as it may be to understand. This is a destructive reality for many of us, and that is exactly what we are going to talk about in today's episode. I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. The topic for this one is interesting: why cheating narcissists still believe they're loyal to you. But before we get started, we are just 2K away from hitting 500K. If you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. I would really appreciate your support. Let's dive deep into this twisted psychology behind this phenomenon. For narcissists, loyalty is not about emotional fidelity, commitment, or respect. It's about physical presence and practical arrangements. In their mind, as long as they are sharing the same roof with you, eating meals at the same table, and sleeping in the same bed, they are being loyal. Everything else, that is just meaningless entertainment. You don't have to think about that. Think about it from their perspective. And I know this is going to sound absolutely insane, but bear with me. A narcissist can spend their entire weekend texting people, scrolling through dating apps, or making plans for secret meetups. They can have multiple emotional and physical affairs running simultaneously, but in their head, in their mind, because they come home to you at the end of the day, because they're still legally married to you, because they have not packed their bags and left, they're being loyal. Their definition of loyalty is purely transactional and surface level. It's about the big, visible commitments: marriage certificates, shared bank accounts, mortgage payments, and children. These are the things that matter to them because these are the things that provide them with stability, security, and social credibility. The person they're cheating with, oh, that's just supply, temporary, replaceable, and ultimately meaningless in their grand scheme of things. This is where it gets really twisted. Narcissists are masters at compartmentalizing their lives. They can genuinely believe that their affairs exist in a completely separate universe from the real relationship with you. In their mind, these are not competing loyalties, they are different categories entirely. Let me share a real life example that perfectly illustrates this mindset. I once worked with a colleague who was married to a narcissist. This wasn't just any marriage, it was a marriage that happened after years of convincing both families, overcoming obstacles, and what everyone thought was a beautiful love story. But even after their wedding, the narcissist continued their cheating patterns without missing a beat. On their anniversary, though, on her birthday, on social media, he would post the most romantic, devoted messages about his spouse. He would talk about how much he loved her, how grateful he was to have found his soulmate. She was the most important person in his life. Meanwhile, during his work hours, he would actively be on dating apps, calling hundreds of people, arranging meetups, and maintaining multiple relationships. Now, to him, he was not being fake or performative when he posted these loving messages. In his mind, He genuinely meant every word because at the end of the day, he was going home to his spouse. They were sleeping next to each other, right? They were building a life with them. He was the family person with two beautiful children. The other people, they were just entertainment, just supply, just temporary distractions that had nothing to do with their real commitment. For narcissists, these outside relationships are not about love or even attraction in the way healthy people understand it. They're about supply, and supply can come in many different forms. Sometimes it's status or social connections, sometimes it's simply the thrill of the chase and the ego boost of the conquest. And you need to know it's not always about the opposite sex. Male or female narcissists will pursue relationships with anyone who offers the type of supply they are craving at that moment. It could be a coworker who makes them feel important, a friend who constantly compliments them, an ex who still reaches out, or even someone online who gives them attention they are seeking. The gender does not matter, the supply does. The narcissist sees these relationships as completely separate from their relationship with you. You are the home base, the foundation, the primary source of stability, grade A supply. Everyone else is just additional supply, filling in the gaps of whatever they feel they're not getting enough of at any given moment. When you confront a narcissist about their cheating, you're not just challenging their behavior, you are challenging their entire worldview. And that is when the justification machine kicks into high gear. They will tell you that you're being dramatic, you're being sensational, that you are overreacting, that you are seeing things that are not there. They will make you feel like you are going crazy for questioning what should be obvious betrayals. They will say things like, I don't know why you're so, what you're so upset about. I love you. I chose you. I'm married to you. I come home to you every night. These other people do not mean anything. And the mind bending part is they're not necessarily lying to manipulate you, half truths. They genuinely believe what they are saying. In their twisted logic, they are being loyal to you, they are choosing you. The fact that they are also choosing multiple other people simultaneously does not register as a contradiction in their minds. When pressed for accountability, they will often shift the blame entirely. It is never their fault that they ended up in compromising situations. The other person approached them. The other person was flirting with them. The other person made it impossible to say no. They're just innocent victims of other people's advances. And you should understand that these things just happen sometimes to anybody. I am sure if you were in my place, you would have done the same thing because they think everybody is like them. What makes this particularly devastating for you as their partner is that while the narcissist is physically present, they're emotionally absent. They may be sitting next to you on the couch, but they're mentally somewhere else entirely. During date nights, during intimate moments, part of their mind is always elsewhere. They are present in body, but not in spirit, yet they count this physical presence as evidence of their loyalty and commitment. They will point to the fact that they showed up to your child's soccer game, ignoring the fact that they spent the entire time texting someone else. No, they won't focus on that part because that's not what matters. This emotional absence creates a particularly cruel form of loneliness. You are living with someone who claims to love you, who insists they're committed to you, but who never seems to be fully present with you. It's like being in a relationship with a ghost. They're there, but they are not really there. Now, nothing illustrates the narcissist's twisted logic better than what I call the anniversary paradox. These are the people who will cheat on you consistently throughout the year, maintain multiple relationships, lie to your face repeatedly. Then, look at this. On your anniversary or birthday, they'll post the most romantic, devoted messages about how much they love you. They will buy you expensive gifts, plan elaborate celebrations, and seem genuinely happy to be celebrating your relationship. And the craziest part of all is they mean it. In that moment, in a very twisted or delusional way, they think they're loving you. They don't think they're acting or pretending, they're experiencing real emotions. This is because narcissists live in that moment. They compartmentalize so effectively that they can, in their own head, feel, devoted, but they're not. They can feel devoted to you during your special moments while simultaneously maintaining other relationships. They do not see the contradiction because they have created separate mental boxes for different aspects of their life. They're somebody else in someone else's story. This creates an incredibly confusing and damaging cycle for you. You see clear evidence of betrayal, don't you? But then you also see moments of genuine love and devotion, cognitive dissonance. You question your own perceptions, wondering if maybe you are being too dramatic, too sensitive, or too demanding. The narcissist's ability to feel and express this fake love for you while simultaneously betraying you creates emotional dissonance as well that can drive you to the brink of madness. You start to doubt your own reality, your own worth, and your own right to expect basic loyalty and respect in a relationship. This confusion is compounded by the fact that the narcissist will point to their moments of devotion as evidence that you are wrong about everything. They'll say things like, "How can you say I don't love you? Look how I treated you on our anniversary. Look at this gift I bought you. Look at this romantic message I posted about you." Now, not every narcissist is like this, but a lot of them can be this way. At their core, narcissists have a fundamentally different relationship with reality than you and I do. They do not just interpret events differently, they literally experience them differently. For a narcissist, their needs, wants, and desires are the center of the universe. Everything else is just supporting cast in the drama of their life, which is what we call extensions of their ego. You are the lead support actor, important, valued, necessary, but still not the star of the show. The people they cheat with are just extras, brought in for specific scenes and then forgotten. This self centered worldview allows them to justify almost everything. They're not cheating on you, they're just getting their needs met. They're not being disloyal, they're just making sure they have everything they need to be the best partner they can be for you. In their minds, their affairs actually benefit your relationship, as crazy as that sounds, because they come home to you more satisfied and fulfilled. You should be thankful. I don't know how it works, but that's exactly what it is. What makes this particularly cruel is that narcissists hold you, their partners, to completely different standards than they hold themselves. Bias, right? Hypocrisy. While they expect you to understand and accept their need for multiple sources of supply, they would be absolutely outraged if you did the same thing. They expect complete loyalty, devotion, and exclusivity from you while giving you only partial loyalty, conditional devotion, and shared exclusivity in return. They will monitor your friendships, question your interactions with others, and become jealous at the slightest hint that you may be getting attention from somewhere else. This double standard and hypocrisy is what makes them demonic in nature. In their mind, they think they're special, unique, and deserving of multiple sources of supply and attention. You, on the other hand, should be grateful for whatever portion of their attention you receive. No, the world does not work that way. Now, living with someone who is like this, who twists definition of loyalty, takes a devastating toll on your mental health and self-worth. You start to question everything, your perceptions, expectations, and your right to basic respect and fidelity. You find yourself accepting behavior that you would never tolerate from anyone else simply because the narcissist has convinced you that their version of loyalty is normal, brainwashing, and that your expectations are unreasonable. You will start to believe that wanting exclusive emotional and physical commitment from your partner is asking too much. This erosion of your standards and self worth does not happen overnight. It's a gradual process of normalization where each boundary violation is explained away, each betrayal is reframed as something else, and each moment of doubt is met with accusations that you're being too dramatic. Now, you have to break free from this delusion if you're caught up in it. The first step is to protect yourself from this type of psychological manipulation. How? By seeing it for what it is, not how they make it seem to be. Real loyalty involves emotional presence, not just physical presence. It involves choosing your partner over and over again, not just being there for them in big moments. No, but in the small, everyday choices. Real loyalty means turning down opportunities to betray your partner, not just avoid getting caught. It means being emotionally available and present, not just physically occupying the same space. It means having integrity in your actions even when your partner is not watching. If you are stuck in this type of mentality, remember that you deserve better. You deserve someone who chooses you completely, not someone who chooses you as their home base while exploring other options. That is not love, that is deception. That is the worst form of betrayal known to mankind. You're not a piece of furniture. You're a human being who deserves complete respect, loyalty, compassion, kindness, and love. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.